Hi everyone! So, tell me, how many times have you heard that you need to clear your mind in meditation? Now, what if I told you that that is complete BS and there's actually a better way to meditate for maximum impact and power? Satnam, hello! If you're new here, my name is Nori and I am a Kundalini yoga teacher. On this channel, we will explore how to awaken the Kundalini and how to live like a yogi. So if you're on a spiritual path, is this something that you feel is right for you in your life? Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that we can be friends. Yeah! Okay, so this type of meditation is called celestial communication. And it's personally my favorite way to meditate. Second is breath work, and very last is actually guided visualizations. I hate it so much, it's so boring. Why I like celestial communication is because there's so many components. In this meditation, there's mantra, mudra, movement, and of course breath work. First is mantra. Mantra is sacred sound vibrations using your voice. Man means mind and tra means to tune or vehicle. So we chant specific mantras in order to get a specific effect, to tune the mind. This works considering that everything is vibration and frequency. Let's look at the double slit experiment. So just in summary, we have two slits, a beam that shoots out single photons. So in this experiment, you have the beam shooting out single photons towards two open slits and a back wall. When it was left unobserved, so the researchers weren't actively observing what was going on here, when the beam would shoot out these photons, they noticed on the back wall that it would create an interference pattern. So this interference pattern is something that we see when something is behaving like a wave. For example, if you have a pond and you drop a rock, you will see the disturbance of the water ripple out from the point at which you drop the rock in. If you drop two rocks in, starting from that point rippling outwards, you will see the disturbance pattern. And if one of these ripples meets the other, it will create this interference pattern that we saw in this double slit experiment. Now, when these researchers were able to detect and observe the photons as it's being shot out the beam, they actually noticed something different. Once they started to observe, the pattern on the back wall behind the two slits became two lines, just as if the photons were behaving like a solid particle. This means that when these photons were observed, they stopped behaving like a wave and instead acted like matter. It acted like a physical, solid object. So we can see that particles act like a wave before it's perceived. Frequency comes before form. I repeat, frequency exists before form. So as we chant mantra, we are harnessing sound in order to tune into the vibrational state that we want to be in. So when we chant mantra, we are tuning our bodies and our minds to that specific vibration. We tap into a specific energy. Our body becomes an instrument. Considering that the sound we are tuning into already exists, we are actually bringing ourselves into alignment to it. That is the power of mantra. Next comes mudras. These are hand positions. In these hand positions, we influence meridian points. These are energetic bundles or nerve endings in the body. As we create sacred geometrical shapes with the hands. We pressurize these energy channels, which sends a signal to the brain. So as we physically press and influence our physical body, it sends a signal all the way up, creating a specific change in the mind. For example, in Kundalini Yoga, Kirtan Kriya uses the divine song of Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Meanwhile, as we chant, we press into our fingertips. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. This Kriya is to help unblock and release any subconscious junk that we may have, anything that we might be holding on to in our subconscious mind. It's the pressing of the fingertips that sends the signal to the brain in order to produce that specific effect in the Kriya. And finally, there's movement. We combine the mantra with mudra, with movements of the arms or the body. And here we create a song and dance. It is a moving meditation. So since there are so many moving parts, there's the mantra, there's the mudras, there's your breath, and there's movement, there's not a lot of room for your brain to wander. It's almost effortless to slip into a state of meditation with celestial communication. And from what I just talked about, you can see that this combination of tuning the mind with sound and with mudras, that the effects, the impact can be tenfold rather than just sitting there in silence. So as you sing and move, your body, your mind, and your spirit all come into cohesion. This means that your mind, your body, and your spirit is working all together with the same goal, with the same step-by-step process. Together, they are moving forward as a team rather than fighting amongst one another, which is the cause of distraction and focus in meditation anyways, or in our lives in general. Our body, our mind, and our spirit have to work as one for us to be fulfilled in our lives. So in general, celestial communication brings joy and happiness because singing and dancing is such a primal instinct to us as humans. It brings you into this state of flow and creative energy. It's great to turn to if you're feeling stuck or you're feeling low in energy, just to bring that magic and that joy back into your life. As you move and sing, you're also moving the energy within you and around you. So how can you start practicing? Of course, you can take one of my classes at Yoga Vision. I always end my classes with a celestial communication. Or start by choosing one of your favorite mantras. An actual mantra with repetitive chanting is recommended. From there, you use your intuition to create the movement. Be free and move in a way that feels right. I can show you an example of one that I channeled myself using the mantra, I am bountiful, blissful, and beautiful. Alright, so I wanted to come up with an English version of a celestial communication meditation for an Instagram live class that I'll be teaching soon. I did this considering the fact that if someone is new to the practice, that they might not be familiar with all the mantras in Gurmukhi in our Kundalini Yoga practice. So the mantra I chose was, I am bountiful, blissful, and beautiful. Very simple. So all I did was come up with 3 parts that correlate, at least in my mind and in my heart, with the words. So I personally like to begin with hands together at heart center because it's an easy, neutral starting position. So that was just my train of thought of how to start. So bringing your hands together at heart center. When we sing I am bountiful, I think wide, I think expansive. So I bring my arms out towards the sides And then bringing my index finger and thumb to touch for Gyan Mudra. This mudra is for wisdom. So as we expand outward, bountiful, I also think of the might and the fruits of our mind. So for me, wisdom is a part of feeling bountiful. So I am bountiful. Blissful, arms up, wide V position, fingers spread wide. Since blissful, I think of victory, achievement, that feeling of a win. So instinctively as humans, when we win, if you look at pictures of a race, you'll see people lifting their arms up when they cross the finish line. So that's how I came up with that movement. So again, I am bountiful, blissful, and then for beautiful, I thought, well, what from here can I easily transition into? And what I thought was to bring your arms up overhead, and as you bring your arms overhead, you connect your pinky fingers and your thumbs. And by doing that, you create a lotus flower with the hands. And as you lower this mudra down back into your heart center, coming back to your starting position. And I chose that because when I think of beauty, an obvious symbol would be a flower. So there you go, just putting those three parts together. I am bountiful, I am blissful, I am beautiful. So there you have it, everyone. Do your best, try to find a mantra that suits your needs. There are tons to choose from abundance and prosperity, to removing blocks, to even just happiness and joy, peace and calm. There is a mantra almost for everything. Let yourself be your own doctor and give yourself the medicine of mantra. Let yourself move and see what comes naturally to you. It's instinctual, it's in our human nature. So have fun, move around, dance, sing. Let yourself express. Again, in my opinion, this is just the most powerful way to meditate, since you are combining the breath, your mantra, mudras, and movement all together in this meditation. Your mind doesn't have to be completely clear to meditate, but you can do so much that your mind has no space to think, right? Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. My name is Nori, and I am a Kundalini yoga teacher for Yoga Vision Center. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below or introduce yourself. Since we are a new channel, I think this is a wonderful way for us to get to know each other, and we can start building our spiritual community together. So Satnam, thank you again for tuning in. I will see you again soon.